Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to our Sunday night plan. I got a little special treat for everybody tonight. Did anybody hear my video today reminding you to come? There's a yes, yes. Oh, good, good, good. Well, I'm going to do something a little different tonight, and I'll tell you about it when we get to the slide. I'll tell you. But uh, the market, the market opened tonight at 72.76. Currently trading about 72.60. It's down a little bit from where it opened. But I got to tell you, it's sort of interesting to watch because just looking around the board right now, pivot number for some of these stocks is pretty good. Yeah, okay. Anyway, just looking around. Did everybody have a great weekend? Let's start there. Did everybody have a great weekend? Give me a yes if you had a great weekend. Beautiful weather here in Florida. Okay. And, last week was a tremendous week in the market. If you'd been listening to us, I guess I can say it that way. We had a tremendous week last week. I always like to see a lot of positive thoughts and everything like that. And we got a big crowd there. And we think that's pretty good. Got a lot of people here. So let's get into it. My YouTube channel and my T-Buzz TV. Sign up for the T-Buzz TV. I put a video out every morning, and I'll give you the pivot number I use. The pivot number is how I decide whether to be long or short. So if you get a chance, listen to it before the market opens, and I think it'll help you know where that line in the sand is. Also join our YouTube channel and subscribe to it, and you'll be notified if we have any special broadcasts that we're doing. Now, risks involved in trading, past performance is not indicative of future results. I'm a former Air Force officer, active trader since the 70s, former member of Chicago Mercantile Exchange, author of 3 books, Winning the Day, Trading Game, Markets Never Sleep, and Trade to Win. I worked with students since 1996. In my opinion, if you listen, especially tonight, you might open up to a thought process that will get you a lot more than a weekly win. That's my opinion. 25, there it is. Okay. I figured out something over the weekend, and I'll probably share it with a master class. Who has the roadmap software? Let me ask that. Who has the roadmap software? Okay. Check the Telegram channel for roadmap tomorrow about 10:30. I've got a trade that we can do that will make you 25% return on your risk. Anybody interested in getting that in the roadmap tomorrow? Okay, by 10:30, I'll post it. And I figured it out over the weekend. I said, this would be a great trade just to put out with the roadmap tomorrow. So check that channel at 10:30. And Adam, remind Jonathan for me to do that, will you? I got a one-on-one tomorrow. So anyway, if you'll do that, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, it's a swing trade. That's definitely what it is, Sean. 25. If you like it and you send me if you're able to accomplish it and you like it, send a love letter to Roe at DTI Trader, and we just might make it a new feature here on Sunday night. How many of you here tonight might have consistent?
What was that?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was typing and didn't hear what you wanted me to do.
Oh, remind Jonathan for me to do this tomorrow by 10:30. This trade.
Do what?
You didn't hear? Okay. I told him if they own the roadmap, we'll go to the roadmap channel and post a trade that has a possibility of a 25% return on risk. And I said, if they like it and respond by sending an email to Jonathan, if they see what I'm talking about and they like it, I might do it every Sunday night. We'll see.
Got it.
Yeah, I figured out something over the weekend in my research. It sounded pretty good to me. I'm going to do it myself. I said I might as well share it to people who wants to listen. Now, how many of you here tonight would like to have consistent winners? I mean, being consistent and have small losses. Now, I asked that question because I think with my 72-hour rule, does everybody know what my 72-hour rule is? I find more and more people that follow that rule come back and tell me, Tom, it turned your trading around. The 72-hour rule is where you put on an option and you don't keep it past 72 hours unless you're making money. That's simple. Everybody remember that? 72 hours. You know, more and more of the people that I train always say, Tom, that rule help them turn around their account, and they became more consistent and they had a lot smaller losses. It cuts out one of the big downside of using options. The Seven Sisters update tonight, if you look at it, market's up about 5%. Look at that NASDAQ up 9 coming into May. 2.8% on the Dow, and gold is 6.8. Crude is up 76, and bonds are, keep your eye on bonds. If bonds get above, write this number down, 115, actually 115.08, bond interest rates are going to start falling. That might happen pretty quicker or sooner than you think, especially with the new Fed chief coming in.
Hey, T-Buzz, there's a little window at the top of the slides. Can you click that at?
Is that it? Did I get it?
There you go.
Went down on me there. Okay. How's that?
Perfect.
Is that good? Okay. All right, here's my 10 tickers. We started this about 2 years ago, and I was just going to do it a few weeks. Everybody sent emails in. I've been doing it ever since. And just for those people that are new, how many people know how to use these numbers? If you're new, you know how to use these numbers. Well, the first thing you want to do is set alerts on these tickers. The second thing that you want to do is you want to use options. If you use options, it gets into the delta of the option, either a delta 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50. And you can buy that particular stock or ticker if you get above these numbers. That's simple. And in fact, we had a lesson last week. I don't know if Adam's got the link handy, but a link explaining in detail how to use this. Did anybody review that lesson? We sent out an email Saturday on it. And I think it really was a great lesson on how to take advantage of this. So if you don't do anything else tonight, make sure you watch that lesson. It was on our train and trade. I thought it was one of the best lessons we've done since we've been doing train or trade. Maybe the best ever. Evan's been with me 15 years. He said it was an awesome lesson. And I think you can tie it into these numbers here and really do some pretty good stuff. All right, earnings this week. We got several stocks having earnings this week. I know that AMD is one, okay? AMD's one that I'll be looking at this week. Let me see what else I got. Yeah, I've written down AMD. Let's see if I can read this, Adam. Hard to see, but Palantir's coming out. By the way, Palantir is starting to move higher also. Okay, keep your eye on that one. Uber reports this week. Uber reports. Trying to see if anything else got my attention. ARM reports. I've been following ARM. I hadn't traded it much, but ARM. AMD was the big one that got my attention. I've been trading AMD a lot. Made money on it last week. AMD. Anyway, those are the four big.
And then you got Disney and McDonald's and Airbnb, and you said you were having trouble reading that.
Yeah, right. Wendy's and McDonald's for this week. You get to see what they're doing in the food stuff. That's Dow stocks. Disney's the Dow stock. Anyway, sort of a spotty, not like last week when we had Apple and Google and Meta and Amazon. That was something else, wasn't it? Anyway, that's the earnings this week. Probabilities for the week look good. Monday, week Tuesday and Wednesday, strengthen up Thursday and Friday. Probably a pretty healthy week. Let me go back to that. I got Intel above 102.55. If you're wondering, I know a lot of people have been trading Intel. I mean, how good has that been? That article in Barron's where it said Intel up over 100% in April. Now, the 10 tickers, I gave a buy signal at 6:15.55. When this slide was done, it was at 637. Now it's at 674, Adam, 674. You want to change that slide. 674. That's a pretty good buy signal, wasn't it? 674. This is where we started in Mobile. That was our classroom, our building that we had. Theater type setting. We filled that room up just about every week during the month. Quite a busy time. Teaching the art of trading. Notice it says that out front. Our whole goal was to teach you the importance of this question here. Whether or not to be long, whether or not to be short, or out of the question. That's why the pivot numbers I give you are so important to answering that question. And I'll post it tomorrow in my video, so please listen in. When you combine the elements of our tools and this, it makes it, I would say, a lot simpler than just trying to figure it out yourself, wouldn't you? Action plan every day, knowing to be long or short or staying out. Takes the fear. How many people are always fearful of losing money? It's a simple way to get around that if you are fearful. Have a process to enter the trade. Have a process where you know you're wrong before you enter the trade, and have a process where you take your profit. Decide that before you ever put money on the line. That is the beautiful thing about what we teach, is that we keep it organized and straightforward. Allows you to write your own ticket. Now, the roadmap software, you'll hear me say this a lot if you're around me, don't trade without it. Roadmap software organizes all the data to that one conclusion. Should you be long? Now, that's January through April. That's all the trades we did, the losses we took, and our accuracy rate. That's been modified a little bit. I think it's over 80% now with our April results. How many people, when I give you a trade, like I made the statement tonight, who would be interested in that number 25, believe it can be accomplished? And then you say, well, you're giving it away? Yeah, I will show you how to do it. And that's exactly why we show you that, to give you the confidence. The roadmap's the reason that people come and spend time with me one-on-one. Joe wanted to come here for a one-on-one. That's where we did one-on-one training, because he wanted to get deeper into the roadmap. And we'll accomplish that. Roger works full time. He's in Texas. Good. He's been here several times for one-on-one. He's a doctor, but he can't keep up because he works. Busy during the week. A lot of people's busy during the week. Things get in the way. But he gets his game plan put together the night before, and then that morning he gets on the right side of the market. He's able to pull money out of the market. In fact, he told me he made $9,000 on Friday just off what I told him from Wednesday on the web. We do that on Wednesday night. Bill said, when I first offered the roadmap at $3,000, he was skeptical writing a check. This was over 15 years ago. He doesn't trade without it. He wouldn't have been skeptical after he saw the results, and it shaped his trading in the last 10 years. The roadmap simplifies the DTI method with simple long, short, or out parameters. That's where our tools in the roadmap come into play. We have an ETR page. I'm a tape reader. Tonight, I'm looking at the tape and seeing how they're rolling out this week. I will watch it. I'll look at it when I wake up in the morning, and I will have a pattern that's been developed because of the ETR page. In fact, I got a whole screen up there, nothing but the electronic tape reader monitoring it for me, where I don't have to sit there and monitor it. I just want to answer. The trade tracker. This is what I use over the weekend to get the 10 tickers. How effective is this one feature giving you the benefit of the trade tracker? How effective is the 10 tickers? Why don't you tell some of these people here just how valuable that was, those numbers? The trade tracker gives it to them. All you got to do is watch it develop over and over again, and then you get that consistency that you're trying to get. The trade tracker is a great feature inside the roadmap that I use to prepare for tonight. Has the month open. After the 3-day high, it gives us a signal off that, and then the weekly start high, which is on Monday, tomorrow. I can look at that right there and tell you above 151 on Palantir with earnings this week is signaling a lot higher. Write that number down. Look how early it gave us Intel, right there on the trade tracker. Y'all remember that? The trade tracker. Now, the compass charts is the last thing you want to do before you make a trade. No chart in the world has this information. Let me explain. Does everybody see that top yellow line there? That's the buy area. The bottom area is the sell area. And over to the left, you have detailed numbers, just like I gave you, where to enter and where to exit. This is your consistency module inside the roadmap. It's right there in front of you. Updates in real time and helps you have what you're looking for. A question that has plagued traders for years. They do not plague people that have the roadmap software. I wouldn't trade without it, and you shouldn't either. We changed the roadmap up a little bit. Listen up. If you understand how to use it, you can virtually find most opportunities that are presented each and every week, every month, and every year. People tell me constantly they could not see the markets until it was laid out in an understandable fashion. It's actually the language of the market is the roadmap. And our market timing is second to none. That's how I see the market. You ought to see the way I do. You saw what we did. I tell everybody, when you get the roadmap software, there's only one thing you need to do. You know what that is? Learn these 4 power patterns. You can use any ticker in the world, as long as it's public, and you can frame that ticker on whether to buy it or whether to sell it with the roadmap software. The first signal I'll be looking for tomorrow, when it goes into the yellow zone, that's a buy. When it's confirmed, I'll be getting long. That's simple. That's a buy signal. Can everybody memorize that signal tonight? Give me a yes if you can memorize that one picture tonight. Peg says once you have it in trade with, you can't trade without it. You're not confident without it because that lines everything up for you. The second signal, when it goes into the buyer and does not confirm, it becomes a buy failure. It goes to the opposite side. You learn that pattern. The sell signal is pretty self-explanatory. It goes into the lower yellow area and then confirm goes to the target. Now, this is the signal that makes you a lot of money. It's called the sell failure. Where the market, have everybody seen the market down? I think it was that way on Thursday. It was down and then all of a sudden it reversed and went up. It was a sell failure. It gave us a big gain on Thursday because of it. Big gain. Makes it pretty self-explanatory if you learn these 4 patterns. Now, our complete program around the roadmap, so we can hold your hand as you learn how to do it. But if you learn those 4 patterns, it starts paying you right away. It's called the Roadmap Trader Package. First, you get the complete roadmap software. Second, you're going to get the Roadmap Trader course. Tells you how to use all the insights and outsides doing that. There's my module, the one I really like, the 67% accuracy module. Takes your accuracy rate from flipping a coin to 67% until you get it down and goes up to about 75 to 80. Takes you higher, lowers your risk. The 4 specific patterns. Talks about how to manage your trades that you do using the roadmap software. Got a whole course on that. And how to get started quick. The complete roadmap package. Never did this until last week. I started offering it and I said, I'm going to do it here to get more people to have. I like dealing with successful traders. I said, I'll make it easy. I'll make it a no-brainer. And tonight I gave you a double no-brainer because if you're a member of the roadmap, you'll get my 25 tomorrow. Probably should be a lot more expensive than what we charge. Let's talk about getting you involved. We have a support team that helps you get it on your computer. There's all the elements of the roadmap. You'll go through the lessons and learn. Roadmap software, the trader course, the 4 pattern module, trade management, the rapid results, get started, all access to all the lessons, full technical support if you need it, pretty simple to use, and our no nonsense guarantee. Nothing about it. It works for you, makes you money, or you get your money back. That's simple. I think it's worth a lot of money to you. In fact, I'm going to prove it to you if you got the roadmap for the rest of the year. How I make my living, you should make yours the same way. So here's what we're going to do. $99. Now, folks, $99. If you join the roadmap tonight, you get it for the month of May. You can keep it or keep subscribing to it. People's been with me a long time, paid $3,000, paid $1,500, but here is the price that gets you started tonight. There's not one of you that doesn't have a roadmap can't do this. Especially consider, I'm putting it out there By 10:30 tomorrow, you'll learn about my new 25. How does that sound? How's my existing roadmap? Aren't you glad you're a member getting that tomorrow? What do you think about that? I didn't give that to you when you get joined, but I'm doing it tonight because over the weekend, I figured out an angle that I'll share with my roadmap holders tomorrow. Gotta love it. My commitment, I've been doing this a long time. You know, I made and lost fortunes along the way. We're in this together, and our team won't ever leave you behind. 1 month access, 99 bucks. Try it out. Let me know. It's 99 every month you stay. But the bottom line is get it tonight where you'll be available. To have once you sign up, you'll get the roadmap. And then guess what'll happen next? 10:30 tomorrow, you'll get the 25. Any questions? Adam, I think that's about as clear as we can make it. It's going to be a great week. He didn't show you all the stuff we did on Intel, did he? Too lengthy of all the people loving that Intel. Intel's back in play again this week, folks. I'll just tell you right now, it's back in play, going higher. Has anybody ever heard me say Intel closes above 100, goes to 110? Rod says, I'm first in tonight. Did I get any bonuses? Yeah, you'll get it tomorrow at 10:30, Rod. 10:30 tomorrow morning. The 25, we're calling. Carol's going, I can't believe I keep getting bonus after bonus being a member. Well, roadmap, everybody's got a roadmap, makes my job a lot easier. My weekly schedule is pretty simple, Eric, this week. I got a one-on-one Monday and Tuesday. I'll be there for train and trade, 11 o'clock. Monday night, I have my Futures First training at 8. Wednesday night, I have Wednesday on the web. Pretty simple schedule. Now, if you sign up, you will get an email. 904-706-3532. Leaning that way, SP. I'm not for sure I can give you an answer on that one, okay? How you like this new feature I added tonight, the 25? You like the 25?
Hey, T-Buzz, I added, if you want to go through that Intel stuff, you should be able to click down, and I added it for you just now.
Well, why don't we show it to people that are new? That's a good idea. This is what we did last week on Intel. Let's go through it.
You should be able to click down on the slides. Let me know if you can. Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's start adding. Let's say we put $1,000 on my trades. Y'all do the math for me. Somebody add it up in the room. 380 bucks. Y'all agree? 38% on 1,000, right? Let's be fun. Let's do it. Tammy did Intel. Lifetime member of my TNT and loving it.
I think all this was before you told everybody to buy it on Monday.
Yeah. Look at all this. This is when I bought it. I actually bought it at 65, 61. Look at that. Pretty good stuff there for old David. He's got to be smiling. Peggy wrote this. She's a new student. She had 50 shares of Intel. She was almost in tears the first time I talked to Peggy. Isn't that true, Peggy? I said, listen to what I say. Get the roadmap software. We'll turn your trading around. Peggy, have we turned your trading around like I said? She was losing. And we've turned her trading down with the roadmap software. Look what Barbara said. Intel. This is one of many, folks. One of many. This all came from the roadmap software. Look what Dean. Now, Dean had an especially good night, didn't he? 30,737. He owned the stock for over the month of April. Way to go, Dean. Carol wrote from California. She's got some intel. She just put me, I made another 5 last week. Way to go, Carol. Deborah, look at that. She's glad she got on our train. Look what Jim said. Roadmap, fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There it is, folks. If that doesn't get you excited about buying, I can't get you excited. That is not me making money. That's people listening to me making money. That's even better, isn't it? Folks, I want to thank everybody for being here. Get joined to the roadmap tonight. Let's make some news together. First thing you're going to get from me tomorrow morning, watching T-Buzz TV, you get the pivot number. The second thing you're going to get to me about before 10:30 is a trade that I call the 25. Why not call it the 25? It's set up to give you 25% return on the risk you take. You like that? Is that simple enough? Adam, I laid it out there. I hope they join us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yep, and I'm about to start the replay as soon as you say go.
Go. Here's what I said one more time. Take it away.